Hey, Dr. Amy here, and here is exactly how I went from a stage 3 cancer diagnosis to cancer-free, 8 years and counting. There are really 3 main things that need to happen in order to give you the best shot at staying cancer-free. The problem is that most people underestimate or completely ignore these 3 steps. I do not want you to make the same mistake. So in this video, I'm showing you the exact 3 steps that you need to follow. Plus, at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you your own free plan to get started today. So be sure to stay to the end to get that. Let's dive into the first step to staying cancer-free. There's really one piece of staying cancer-free that has been shown to be clearly effective and hardly anyone's doing it. You've likely even heard this before, but maybe you've ignored it. Targeted exercise. Now, I'm gonna show you exactly what exercises you need to be doing to lower your cancer risk. But first, it's important to understand how big of an impact targeted exercise makes on reducing your risk of a cancer recurrence. Targeted exercise lowers your risk of a cancer recurrence by 59%. 59%, that is massive. It's actually better than a lot of the drugs on the market. So there's a reason why I'm starting with targeted exercise. As a cancer survivor myself, that is where I focus a lot of my attention and effort. I know that this is one of the strategies that's gonna give me my best shot at staying cancer-free. You might be wondering, why does exercise lower your cancer risk? Or what exactly is targeted exercise? Well, let me answer both. There are a couple of theories as to why targeted exercise lowers the risk of a cancer recurrence. One theory surrounds insulin and insulin resistance, and the other theory involves reducing long-term inflammation in your body. Although it's not 100% clear why it works, it works. Now, if you're anything like me, you might be a little bit skeptical about exercise actually reducing your risk of cancer. Before I was diagnosed with cancer, I was really active. I like to run, walk, hike. I even strength trained at least 3 to 4 times per week, but I was still diagnosed with cancer. Now keep in mind that exercise is only one step of this 3-step process. This is only the first piece. But look, lowering your risk of cancer or helping to prevent a cancer recurrence, well, that's kind of like wearing a seatbelt. Putting a seatbelt on in a car does not guarantee that you will not die or be seriously hurt in a car accident. That's just not how that goes, and you know that. But we do know that wearing a seatbelt will definitely help reduce your risk of getting seriously hurt in a car accident. It's not foolproof, heck no. It's not guaranteed, absolutely not. But it has been shown over and over again that it will help. And the same applies to exercise and your risk of a cancer recurrence. It's not guaranteed because nothing in life is guaranteed and nothing with cancer is guaranteed. But we know that by using targeted exercise, you can make a big difference. That's why I personally focus my effort here as an 8-year cancer survivor. I wanna do everything in my power to help stay cancer-free, and that means using targeted exercise. And really, we're just talking about exercise for cancer prevention. In this video, I'm not even gonna touch on all the other reasons why exercise is so beneficial. If you want a clear guide on how to get started with this, then I've included a copy of your A to Z guide to staying cancer-free. That's 100% free to you, and I've linked it up directly below. Now, what is targeted exercise? To get that 59% reduction in your risk of a cancer recurrence, you need to be doing targeted exercise. That's a combination of both cardio and strength training. Both must be included. Let's start with cardio. For most people, cardio is the easiest place to start. Almost everyone can walk. You don't need to go to a gym. You don't need fancy equipment. So that is the best place to start today. So easy. We need to increase your cardio to 150 to 300 minutes of low intensity cardio per week. Now, that does not mean to go from 0 to 300 minutes per week. So if you're really sedentary right now, don't go straight to that goal. You need to work your way up. We need to bump up your cardio slow and steady. The easiest way to start to do this is by tracking your steps. If you have an iPhone, it's already doing this for you. Or you can purchase a really inexpensive pedometer and track your steps that way. Once you've tracked your steps for 7 days, I want you to figure out what's the average number of steps you're taking. How many steps are you taking on average every day? Then increase those steps by 500. For example, if you're walking 4,000 steps a day on average, then your new goal is gonna be 4,500 steps. Slight changes make big differences. Then every week, I want you to bump up your steps by 500 until you reach the ultimate goal of 10,000 steps or 150 to 300 minutes of cardio per week. Okay, so that's cardio, but what about strength training? Strength training is part of targeted exercise, and that often gets ignored. There are a few reasons why this could be. Perhaps it's intimidating, or culturally, as women, we've been conditioned to focus more on cardio versus strength training. Regardless, this is a very important piece of lowering your risk of cancer or cancer recurrence. We need to do it, and it can start really simple. Start with just your body weight. Body weight squats, body weight lunges, push-ups to the floor or to the wall. You want to do full body strength training sessions 2 to 3 times per week, and they should last 20 to 30 minutes each session. Okay, so that's step 1, but let's move on to step number 2, mindset. Almost everyone downplays the importance of mindset when it comes to staying cancer-free. Most people downplay the importance of mindset when it comes to your overall physical health. There are many, many things that science really struggles to explain. Miraculous cures and recoveries. We cannot ignore the power of mindset in this. Let me give you an example. A cancer survivor that I work with in the Cancer Freedom Program, she told me that her mindset was good. She was always the one who stayed positive. She didn't let cancer get her down. Her mindset, it was good, it was strong, it was no problem. I was so happy to hear this and that she felt so confident in her mindset. But I could see that there was an opportunity to improve this. Mindset is not about being positive. That is not what we need to achieve here. To be truthful, cancer is a really tough time. If you didn't struggle or have down moments, I'd be even more worried about you. You need to process these emotions, so being positive isn't always the answer, at least not 100% of the time. But we need to develop a cancer freedom mindset. A cancer freedom mindset is a mindset of curiosity and control. Look, you've never been a cancer survivor before, so it's natural to not know how to navigate this situation. That's why we need to develop this strength over time. Let me show you how. A cancer freedom mindset is saying, I'm learning how to create an anti-cancer lifestyle. I want to be the healthiest version of myself ever. It's possible for me to stay in cancer remission. I'm learning what my body needs. These statements are full of power and growth. These are statements of control. Now, this mindset is from a place of power, not a place of fear. As a cancer survivor myself, I would much rather be standing in a place of power than a place of fear. Now, look, mindset work is not easy. It's something that needs to be developed over time. Okay, but on to step 3 of staying cancer-free. Nutrition. Your food matters. It truly matters. When it comes to cancer, there has been study after study after study proving this. So many people get lost in what is truly important when it comes to nutrition. They search and search for one magical food or product that will help them stay cancer-free. But this approach, it's not gonna work. Instead, we need to look at how we build out your overall nutrition. We know a couple of things to be true about people who are more likely to stay in cancer remission. We know a couple of things to be true about people who are more likely to stay cancer-free. They do a few things with their food that's been shown to help. First is that they eat plant-forward. They eat a lot of plants, vegetables, fruits, they just eat a lot of them. Number 2 is that they limit sugary beverages, soda pop, soft drinks, or sugary coffee drinks from Starbucks. And number 3 is that they limit processed foods. They eat whole foods. Now look, don't get me wrong about this. This does not mean that you can never, ever again eat fast food or your favorite Starbucks drink. That's not what this means. Unfortunately, so many people in the cancer world push really extreme food rules on cancer survivors. Really extreme things. But this just causes deprivation and stress. You do not need to be extreme. Because honestly, those who try to be really extreme in this, they often just resort back and fall into old habits. They just aren't able to stick with it. So do not make that mistake. Instead, focus on the amount of vegetables you're eating. Start there. If you focus on the foods to include, then you'll naturally start eating less of the unhealthy foods. You'll either be full from eating vegetables or just won't have any time to focus on eating unhealthy foods. Okay, so now that you know these 3 steps to staying cancer-free, the next thing you need to do is download your free A to Z guide to staying cancer-free. This is the next step in putting these plans into action right now. You can click the link right below to get instant access. Okay, but look, you're likely gonna need more support on exactly what to eat day to day. And that's why I'm linking up this next video here. So click the link here. I'll see you in the next video.